Hi, Virgo. Thank you for joining me. My name is Audrey Alison, and this is your September 2016 forecast for the month. I'm happy to be here. I am in the Kuan Yin Garden, and I'm using the Alchemical deck by Robert M. Place. And then at the end of the reading, I will be drawing an angel card from Doreen Virtue's Angel deck as a clarifier for the reading. And I was inspired to bring this deck with me as I was leaving my house. I did a meditation and some yoga on Sundays, and I pull my angel card, and this deck wanted to come with. So I will be using this at the end. I also want to take a moment to thank you for your subscriptions and for choosing me to read for you. I really appreciate that. And I also want to thank you for your donations. I want to take a moment to say I was offered to have the channel monetized when you reach 1 million views on YouTube, and I chose not to do that so I could provide an even flow of content for my subscribers without interruption or advertisement. So your donations mean a lot to me, so that makes up for some of that. And let's get to it. I'm wishing you a happy birthday as well for those Virgos who are born in the first half of September. Happy solar return. Let's start our month because your ruling planet is retrograde in September through the 22nd, effective, or going retrograde on the 30th of August. So you are feeling this in your first house. So it's a bit of a triple whammy, actually, because Mercury is your ruling planet, and this is taking place in your sign. So the retrograde is from 29 degrees of Virgo back to 14 degrees. And this will impact your communications and your ability to be understood. This is affecting the writing, the travel, technical devices, all sorts of mercurial objects. It can be a little bit delayed, and you could see some energy happen that isn't as smooth sailing with that planet slowing down. And on the 1st of September, we have our new moon solar eclipse. This is at 9 degrees of Virgo. So in the first house, you're being eclipsed, and this is conjunct Jupiter and that retrograde Mercury. This is not a day where I would recommend travel. Also, I would take it physically easy around the top of the month. You don't want to take any risks physically. You don't want to do skydiving on the eclipse. You don't want to make that the day you bungee jump for the first time. It's erratic kind of energy, but I feel like not a lot of people can afford to just lay still every day, and if you can afford to take a day off, the first is the day to do it. Eclipse energy can last 6 months, but this is very powerful on the 1st, and it's in between a series of eclipse energies and in the Mercury retrograde. So I just feel like you might require rest. The body might actually need rest around the top of the month as you are experiencing the solar return. Now on the 9th, Jupiter's leaving your sign, Virgo, and he's been there for a year, so I hope you've elevated at this point. If you haven't, if you're feeling like Jupiter didn't do a lot for you, please watch your ascendant and your rising sign, because that is more accurate for transits. Astrology is intricate, and your first house on your natal chart is actually depicted where your ascendant begins. So you want to watch your sun sign, but you want to definitely watch your rising sign. Having Jupiter enter Libra, this will affect the money sector. This is great for Virgo. Jupiter will be in this sector through October 10th of 2017. And this is 13 months of abundance, expansion, benevolence in the second house of possessions, self-worth, self-confidence, money. And this is huge because Jupiter's huge. Jupiter's our biggest planet. And the sun is going to meet up with him there, which is another magnificent ruler. So this is going to be another spectacular 13 months for income, for not only getting what you're worth, but what you believe you deserve. Because the second house is about your own confidence, your own self-value. So this could be very, very positive, which is Jupiter, and optimistic about finances. You could have more faith that you could receive what you're entitled to. And when you have faith and you envision things, that's how they manifest. Okay, on the 16th, we have our full moon lunar eclipse at 24 degrees of Pisces. And this is in the 7th house. Okay, so for Virgos who are, maybe some of you are in relationships, in commitments, not dating. The 7th house is marriage, is soulmate, it's business partnerships. It's a more serious type of relationship where there would be living together, marriage. Having a full moon, this is the illumination where something needs to be seen. Full moons bring closure. They do bring endings. So if there are people who are in a relationship or marriage that are already weighing the pros and cons of that situation and you're considering a separation, then this eclipse might eclipse this out of the picture for you. But if you're completely happy and there's no room for, error, you won't have to worry about it. For those of you who are, really doing great, this isn't going to affect you that way. Maybe it'll affect the partnership area. But the full moon does bring closure. It also could bring the awareness that something needs to be seen in this sector. But eclipses are more powerful than normal full and new moons. So there is a portal in this 7th house of soulmates. For those of you who are not in relationship, you don't have to worry too much about this ruining chances of meeting somebody. But what this is an awareness of you knowing what it is you do want and what you don't want out of a partner in the 7th house. Mercury goes direct, your ruling planet, at 14 degrees of Virgo on the 22nd in your 1st house. The same day, the sun enters Libra. This is the autumnal equinox in the northern hemisphere and the vernal equinox in the southern hemisphere. So happy autumn. And when the sun enters Libra, he's conjunct Jupiter in that 2nd house. That's a big pay period. The 30 days between September 22nd and October 22nd is a huge abundance in the money sector. Jupiter conjunct the sun. On the 23rd, Venus, the ruler of love and money, enters Scorpio in your 3rd house. Some of you could receive communications from female siblings and sisters at that time. I say female because it's Venus governing the female in the 3rd house of siblings, or it is the sign of attraction, which is Venus, in the house of communication. Perhaps locally you could attract a love interest because the 3rd house is the neighborhood and local areas, local travel. And there's a harmony with Venus in the 3rd house, harmony for writing, publishing, communication. On the 30th, we have our new moon at 8 degrees of Libra, meeting up with the sun and Jupiter in that 2nd house. This is fabulous for new money, for figuring out how you can start something new with your earnings. I'll get to the cards now. I'm using this Robert M. Place deck, the alchemical deck. Oh, there is a Mars transit. I'm sorry. On the 27th, the Mars enters Capricorn. This is the 5th house. For those of you with male children, you could see them more active at this time, maybe even a little more aggressive, energetic, determined, or this could describe the relationship you have with the children in the 5th house. There's more energy and stamina for children or creative endeavors. The 5th house of creativity and fun and leisure and pleasure, some of my favorite things. This is great too for gamblers because Mars in the 5th house could give you, well, it's not luck, but it's energy. So if you're at those slot machines and you're going for it, you could do that for several hours straight. Okay, let's get to the cards for Virgo. And if you'd like to read with me, I read all through the week at audreyallison.com. You could select your desired reading length via the PayPal button, and I will email you back in a couple days and set that up. The Queen of Cups, Queen of Vessels, Queen of Water. This is a water sign female, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, or extremely intuitive, psychic female. It could also be a part of yourself that this card is expressing, clairvoyance. Let's see what else comes up. The Sun. This is success. This is the best card in the major arcana. It's love, it's success, it's marriage, it's the soulmates. And it's also indicative of the season of summer. So that's exactly what we're in. And the full moon lunar eclipse, the solar eclipse, the sun eclipse in the first house, and the lunar eclipse in the seventh house of marriage. Let's see what comes up. And perhaps some of you already instinctually know what's about to come up this way. 3 of Coins. This is really interesting for Mars into the 5th house. Getting paid for a creative, artistic skill. See how he's drawing down there? This is the artist card. Or maybe publishing, writing, things that are artistic and maybe that you use your hands to do, painting, sculpting, drawing, artists, receiving what you're due. Lady of Swords. This could be a younger Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, or it's a facet of yourself. This card is about music, writing, and poetry. And what did I just say? The writing. Some of you Virgos have an artistic skill that's expressed through the hands that can be coming out in this time frame. One more card, Queen of Coins. That's Virgo. That is the earth sign female, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. But she is the master. She's mastering the home and the garden, the environment, the 4th house. This is huge achievement card. So I think Virgo is excited because you've reached a certain level. And this is not a negative reading. Just because this card's a little mysterious, I feel that this is an intuition card for you, and maybe you're being inspired through eclipsing, downloading the direction of where your talents can take you. Also, for those of you who are musicians and poets and you performers, even actors, actresses, you have these coin cards here surrounding these skills. So I think it's time, not in the retrograde, after the retrograde, the last week of September when Mars goes in the 5th house, you could push forward on creative endeavors and then reap the reward of what you're due from that creativity. Let's see what the angel card is for Virgo as well for September. Azure. Ooh, I love this. Look how pretty. Your desired outcome will occur in the very near future. Have patience and faith, and don't try to force it to happen. I love it. Okay, so don't force this before the retrograde. Mars is where you're going to get your force from in the 5th house. And when that happens on the 27th, allow that energy. That's a 60-day transit. When Mars moves into a sign, he's there for 60 days or so. So at the end of September, you'll have that catalyst energy. So don't force things on the top of the month. You're being eclipsed. You could take it easy. This is the time where you should really just kind of lay low until Mercury goes direct, if you can. I would stay close to home where you're comfortable, or stay close to relationship. You are already instinctually aware of some kind of maybe shaky energy with the eclipses, but the Queen of Cups is not easily stirred. She is calm, clairvoyant, a visionary, and this can manifest an energy inside of you. So it doesn't have to be that there has to be a water sign female around you. There could be, and that could apply to some Virgoans. But I feel like for some others, this is about your own instinct and being led. And in eclipse season, we are opened up. I don't even drive on an eclipse. And I said this in another forecast. People are being eclipsed, and their subconscious mind is driving the cars around. And I'm just like, you're not in your body during eclipses. It's almost as if the energy opens up in between the relationship of the sun and the moon, and we are just kind of being downloaded. And that's what this could mean in a big way, because this is a very intuitive, psychic card. Thank you so much, Virgo. I hope this was helpful. I'm wishing you a beautiful birthday, and remember, the sky is limitless, so reach for the stars.